What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Back for another amazing Thursday night. Thank you for joining Talking Bars. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me go on to the Facebook page really quick and add the video, man. Don't forget, y'all, hit that like button down below right now. If you're here right now, if you're in the video right now, hit that like button down below. Let me know if you like these videos. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe to the channel, all right? Give me a second. Let me just go put this over here real quick, man. Let me go put this over here really quick. How's everybody doing on this beautiful night? Nicki and Lil Kim. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, we're looking good over there. All right, everybody. Be back for another Talking Bars. Thanks for joining the stream. How's everybody doing on this Thursday night? Still a little chilly here in New York City. I think the spring doesn't want to go away. Summer's backing off. Summer doesn't want to come into effect, man. But hopefully we get a nice weekend out here. You know, hopefully the weather is nice over wherever you are right now. Don't forget, join the chat. Share the video. If you're here right now, go ahead, hit that share. Share that video to a couple of your friends. 2, 3, 4, 5. Share it to your whole friends list, man. Let's talk about this, all right? Let's get into the chat, man. Today we're going to talk about a few things, y'all. Today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to surround this around verses. This revolves around verses. All right, as you know, Swizz Beatz, Timbaland started verses some years back. Verses popped off, just turned into this whole monster. And then Swizz Beatz and Timbaland went and sold the rights to it and just fumbled the bag. But we're going to come back to it. There's some talk. Swizz Beatz is mumbling. He's saying some things, but he's not saying some things. So we're going to dive into that today. But we're going to start it off with your boy LL Cool J. Queens in the building. Queens, New York City. Queens in the building. LL Cool J is going on tour. This is LL Cool J's first tour in 30 years. He's going on tour, and he's taking a whole bunch of artists with him. He says it's going to be a movement. He says it's going to be big. If you go check out his Instagram page, he also has a video on there promoting the tour. All right, so LL Cool J is going on tour, and he's taking a whole bunch of artists with him, including your boy Jadakiss. That's right, the Locks is going to be there with them. All right, we got Jason in the chat. Jason, thanks for coming through. Jason got a few comments early. That's some Philly. That's freeway. Philadelphia freeway. Early. Jason says, "What up, chat? Happy early birthday to the general of the whole Take Flight Society movement, Red McFly. Happy birthday, Red. Shout out to you. Birthday bash May the 6th at Tipsy's Bar and Lounge in Allentown, Pennsylvania." All right, so the next, that's another week away. We are in the 27th right now. So May the 6th, Tipsy's Bar and Lounge, Arlington, Pennsylvania. Birthday bash for that boy, Red McFly. Jason got another comment. Jason said, "It should be Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown, but if Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj happens, I got Kim all day." Listen, man. There ain't a lot of women out there that can beat Lil Kim in the verses. I'm staking a whole lot of stuff on that. There ain't a lot of female artists that can beat Lil Kim in a verses. I'm not saying other female artists don't got hit songs. I'm not saying other female artists don't got classic albums. I'm not saying other female artists ain't sold records and all that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you take 20 Lil Kim records and you take another random female 20 records, I don't know if you're going to beat Lil Kim 20 for 20. That's a hard battle. For the men too. You fellas out there that talk all that junk. I'm looking at you, Busta Rhymes. You fellas out there too. 20 for 20. I think it's hard for you to beat Lil Kim. But we'll see what happens. If it happens, it happens. So LL Cool J going on tour. Let me put up what LL Cool J was saying here. And I don't know if you guys remember back when Verzuz first started, a lot of artists that came on Verzuz, once they had their Verzuz, their streams skyrocketed. Most artists that's been on Verzuz are mostly classic acts, which from 2005 and before. I haven't seen anyone, I don't think, past 2003, 2005 do a Verzuz. So all of these acts are about 20 years, all right, 20 years back. So most artists that has done a Verzuz, if you look at their streaming numbers, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, their streaming numbers skyrocketed after they did their Verzuz. So what that means is that Verzuz was a platform for you to put legacy acts out there, and these legacy acts just shot. All right. One of the things, I think is very interesting is that we still love our old school music. We might call it old school, but we still love our 80s hip hop. We still love our 90s hip hop. We still love that 2000, early 2000 hip hop. And if you ask me, the 90s is the best era for hip hop, hands down. So the Verzuz effect is real. Even if you don't believe it, even if you don't think it's real, the Verzuz effect is real. People want to see legacy acts. So by LL Cool J putting this together, I think it's a great thing. He did Rock the Bells last year, and a couple years back he started doing the Rock the Bells tour, which is phenomenal. So I guess this is just the next evolution of that. So this is a comment from LL Cool J on his Instagram page. LL said, "This is not a moment. This is not a moment in hip hop. It's a movement. For my first arena tour in 30 years, I am bringing you the Force, Force, frequencies of real creative energy." Okay, LL, all right. LL Cool J wrote on Instagram, says the Roots, Z-Trip, and DJ Jazzy Jeff will join me in the ultimate hip hop mashup with a legendary non-stop continuous set. So they're going to have a set that doesn't stop when one artist comes on and the artist leaves, and then sometimes there's a break, and then another artist comes in, performs, and then there's another break. They're trying to give you a continuous set. So if the set is 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, it's going to be artist after artist after artist after artist. And I guess they're going to rotate the DJs, or maybe those DJs handle that venue or that arena, do the whole set. So he says, will join me in a ultimate hip hop mashup with a legendary non-stop continuous set. We hit the stage on June 25th in Boston, Massachusetts, and we'll make our way to Los Angeles, California on 9/3, September the 3rd. Tickets on pre-sale now. So this is interesting. This is interesting what LL Cool J is trying to do. Normally, whenever you have these types of concerts, you have artists that come on. The artist has their set. The artist might have their own DJ. The artist might have their own production. The artist might have how the lights are on them, how the backgrounds are. No. They're thinking of having a whole continuous set with just artist after artist after artist. It sounds interesting to me. Hit the comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about that. Hit the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think a continuous set is possible to do? Is it going to have some delays? You think it's going to be smooth? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think we should stick to one artist, do their set, pause, somebody come in, tell some jokes, so that another artist come on the traditional way? Hit the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. We got Tammy the Leo in the building. Tammy, thank you for coming through. Don't forget, yo, go check out Tammy's channel. Tammy has a YouTube channel out there. I forgot the name of the channel. I want to say it's called Full Blast. But Tammy's going to put the name of the channel in the comments. I subscribe to it. The DJ that does the DJing, he's amazing. He just did a mashup with it was Wu-Tang. It's Wu-Tang and somebody just did a mashup. I've been watching his videos. Shout out to the DJ dropping those mixes. Those mixes are ill. If you get a chance, go check out Tammy the Leo. She has an Instagram page. Go check out her Instagram page. Also, go check out her YouTube page, all right? She does interviews on there. She has a crew. They talk about hip hop. And then they have that DJ that does his thing. I'm telling you, man, I watch some of the sets. The sets are like 2 hours long sometimes. He goes in, all right? Tammy put it in the chat. Full Blast Radio with DJ Tiger. DJ Tiger is, ooh, listen, man. Listen. I've been watching some of those videos. I've watched the main show with Tammy with her cast talking about hip hop. Love that. DJ Tiger doing his thing. Yo, go check that out. Check out Tammy. Check out Tammy on Instagram. Check out her Instagram page. Go on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, Tammy, thanks for coming through. So again, LL Cool J going on tour. First tour in 30 years. Continuous set. Some of the names included that's going to be on tour. The legendary Salt and Pepper. Jadakiss is going to be there. The legendary Rakim is going to be there. Redman, Jersey, stand up. Big Boy, shout out to AT Alien, shout out to them boys. De La Soul is going to be there. Rest in peace to True Goy. Makes me so upset, man. De La Soul just finally got their catalog back. After 20-something years, they finally got their catalog back on streaming sites. So now they're able to make money off of their catalog that was not on streaming sites after all those years. And earlier, we lost one of the members of De La Soul, True Goy. So rest in peace to True Goy. Shout out to De La Soul finally getting their catalog back. If you don't know much about De La Soul, you've never heard their music, you've heard their name, go on your streaming sites. Check out De La Soul's catalog. They have I think they have about 5 albums on there right now, all the way from 1989 to their latest album. So go check out that. De La Soul is going to be on tour. METHOD. Method Man's going to be there. Rick Ross is going to be there. The Queen Latifah is going to make an appearance. And also, like I said, we have the Roots. Okay, so LL Cool J, first tour in 20 years, city to city. Are you hyped? Are you happy for this? Do you want to see this tour? Are you going to get tickets? Hold up. I got the list. I got the list. Hold on. Let me get the list. We got the list here somewhere. Let me get the list. Where's the list? Oh, there you go. This is a big list. All right, let's go. We got the list right here. We got the tour dates. All right. Let's go. We got the tour dates. Let's see right here. Shout out to LL Cool J. Shout out to Queens. Hollis, Queens. All right. So like I said, they're going to start off in Boston. That's the first tour date, June the 25th. They're coming to Brooklyn, Barclays. I might have to catch that Barclays show, yo. I might have to catch them in Barclays. Newark, New Jersey. I know Jason's going to probably catch that one out there in Jersey. Shout out to that boy, Jason. They're going to Toronto, Baltimore, Washington, Atlanta, Hollywood. And remember, LL is going to have specific artists from those cities as well. So the ticket that they're going to have, they are going to have artists from these particular cities. Atlanta, Hollywood, Charlotte's in there, Cleveland's in there, Chicago is in there, Chi-Town, Detroit is in there, St. Louis is in there, Indianapolis, Memphis, New Orleans. You better get Lil Wayne up in there, man. You better get Wayne. LL, you better get Wayne. Get Wayne on this one, man. All right. Fort Worth, Houston, Albuquerque, Denver. And like I said, they're finishing up the tour in California. So I believe the last dates is September the 3rd or September the 4th, something like that. And it's finishing up in Cali. So hit that like button, man. Let me know, how hyped are you? Do you want to see this tour? Are you going to check this tour out? Now, like I was saying before, this all ties back to Verzuz. Okay? Ever since Verzuz started, we've been seeing a lot of legacy acts go on tour. After Verzuz, SWV and Escape, they went on tour. After they had their Verzuz, they put some tour dates up. They went on tour. The Lox versus Dipset. After the Lox destroyed Dipset, they went on tour. All right, we seen a tour from State Property is on tour. We see Nas and Wu-Tang go on tour. So a lot of these artists that have done Verzuz are taking advantage of the Verzuz effect. Their sales are going up, their streams are going up, and they're hitting that tour, doing a tour. Ashanti's been killing the tours lately. I remember, see, Ashanti did the Verzuz with Ja Rule and Fat Joe. She came on there, and she came on the Verzuz. Was it the one with Nelly? I think the one with Nelly and Ludacris. I think she was on that Verzuz as well too. So Ashanti hitting the store stage. Jason got a comment. And let me go back. Tammy has a comment also. Tammy DeLeo. Tammy says, again, the name of the channel. Go check out the channel, Full Blast Radio with DJ Tiger. And DJ Tiger, I've listened to some of his mixtape back in the days. DJ Tiger, I don't give a fuck. I can't say the word. But I've listened to DJ Tiger for years now. So shout out to DJ Tiger. He has some amazing mixes. Some of them last an hour, 2 hours, so you can throw that mix on if you're going on a long drive, and he is cutting it up there crazy, yo. Shout out to Tammy. Jason got a comment. Jason says, Rock the Bells lineup, Queen Latifah, Cold Crush Brothers, Fabulous, Ludacris, Roxanne Shante. Shout out to Roxanne Shante, one of the first female MCs I heard when I was living back in Trinidad and Tobago back in the 80s. When I heard that Roxanne's Revenge, Trinidad and Tobago went crazy. Shout out to Roxanne Shante with the Roxanne's Revenge. De La Soul, MC Light, Moni Love. Shout out to Moni Love too, man. Boucan Clip, Rockin', Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick. Slick Rick's gonna be there as well too. LL Cool J said that. Shout out Salt and Pepper, Meth and Reb, Swizz with special guests. So again, LL Cool J going on tour, his first major tour in 30 years. He's going to be going around the country, bringing some of the biggest artists with him. Swizz Beatz has been talking about bringing Verzuz back. Listen, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, I want to remind you guys, every time I get on the mic, I'm going to remind you guys fumbled one of the biggest creations ever created, Verzuz. You guys fumbled it. You guys sold it for $25 million. 25 million? Listen, I don't got 25 million. I'm not saying anything bad about 25 million. But I'm pretty sure Swizz got 25 million. I'm pretty sure Timbo, you got 25 million. Y'all didn't need to sell Verzuz, and look what happened. Gone. Hold on to it. Let it grow. Give it 5. Give it 10 years. Keep it for the people. Keep it for the culture. Anyway, let's get back into it. Ever since Verzuz has been on hiatus because of the money issues, payment issues that they've had, they've talked about bringing Verzuz back. And one of the acts we've been asking for to see on Verzuz for years is Lil Kim. Lil Kim's name have come up many, many, many times. And she has even spoken, says that she does not want to do a Verzuz. But we all know, there's a few y'all out there said y'all weren't going to do a Verzuz. But when Swizz and Timbo came with that check, yeah. All right, so me, I believe for the right money, Lil Kim will do a Verzuz. Originally, the people wanted to see Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown. I know Jason's in the chat. Jason always talking about Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown. I go online, people bring up Lil Kim's name. Listen, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown both dropped their original first debut albums in 1996. The same month, 1 week apart. Lil Kim, Hardcore, Foxy Brown, Il Nana, 1 week apart, 1996. It's only right that these two females go up against each other. Lil Kim's Hardcore, arguably, the greatest female hip-hop album. Arguably. Foxy Brown, Il Nana, I personally love that album. So it's only right that we see Lil Kim versus Foxy. But a lot of y'all out there, y'all been bigging up Nicki Minaj, man. Nicki Minaj is Trinidadian. I'm Trinidadian. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Shout out to the whole Trini crew. I don't think Nicki can beat Lil Kim in a Verzuz. I don't think Nicki can beat Foxy Brown in a Verzuz. When Foxy come with those bars, we're not trying to hear that pop stuff. Nicki, we're not trying to hear that stuff with Britney Spears. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear them bars. So when Foxy dropped it, anyway, there's been talk of Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj. Hit the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see Lil Kim versus Nicki? Do you think that's the best matchup? If Lil Kim does a Verzuz, who should Lil Kim go against? Please don't say Missy. Please do not get in the chat and say Missy, y'all. I love Missy. Missy is an icon. Missy has pushed the game forward. Missy's first album, Super Duper Fly, I love the album. I don't think it aged well, but shout out to Missy. Missy is not beating Lil Kim in a Verzuz. Stop it, y'all. I'm just saying. All right? Jason got a comment. Jason says, no, she wasn't at the Ludacris Verzuz. Nelly, she did her own Verzuz against Keisha Cole. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, because I remember I've seen Ashanti twice on Verzuz. So she was on the Verzuz versus Keisha Cole. And then when Fat Joe and Ja Rule did their Verzuz, she was on that Verzuz as well. And Fat Joe won that Verzuz too. Tammy DeLeo says, Trinidad. That's right, Trinidad and Tobago in the building. Thank you. All right. I need to hear from you guys, man. Are you guys hyped for this LL Cool J tour? What do you guys think about Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj? Is it going to be a fair fight? Is it going to happen? Nicki has been kind of quiet for the last few years. I know she just had her baby. She's doing her motherly duties. She's popped up here and there over the last few years, but nothing major. We've seen Rihanna pop her head back out. Rihanna's back out. Will Nicki Minaj come back out? Will Nicki Minaj come out to do a Verzuz versus Lil Kim? Listen, I know a lot of y'all love Nicki, y'all love MC Lyte, y'all love all these female artists. A lot of people are scared of Lil Kim. A lot of y'all are scared to battle Lil Kim. A lot of y'all are scared to versus Lil Kim. Lil Kim's first album, You could probably play the whole album in the verses. That one album hardcore. And I'm a man. I'm 100% man. I be rhyming Lil Kim's verses, okay? I know Lil Kim's verses word for word for word for word. So Lil Kim is going to get the male and the females bumping her stuff. So if you're going to come in the verses, come versus Lil Kim, you got to come correct. Is Nicki going to battle Lil Kim, or should we see Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown? Hit the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Tammy Leo says, I'm Trini too. Oh, shout out. Okay. I know that, Tammy. Okay. Carenage in the building. Lance Vita Road Carenage for your knowing. Tammy Leo says, Trini Leo says, I'm rooting for both Kim and Nicki. I'm a fan of both. Okay, Tammy, hold up. Pump your brakes, Tammy. Pump your brakes. Hold on. Okay. So this is a thing that we do here on 16 Bars, Tammy. Yes, we love both. We love them both. We love a lot of artists. When it comes to verses, you have to choose a side. Jason, get in the chat. Tell Tammy how it's done. You have to choose one or the other. You cannot stay in the middle, Tammy. You cannot. It's either Lil Kim or Nicki. It's either Lil Kim or Foxy Brown. It's either Missy, or you cannot stay in the middle. I know you love them both. I know you love Nicki. I know you love Kim. We all love Kim. We all love Nicki. We all love. You gotta choose a side. All right. Shout out for Tammy. Thank you for that comment. Jason has another comment. Jason says, yes, she did say she want to do a versus. She just doesn't want to go against Foxy. She said Missy, Nicki, and even 50 before. So thank you for that, Jason. Okay, if Nicki, if Foxy doesn't want to go, if Lil Kim doesn't want to go against Foxy, I'm cool with that. For me, that's my number one pick. That's my number one who I want to see her go against. If she doesn't, I'm cool with that. Lil Kim versus Missy, I think Lil Kim is going to wash Missy easily. Lil Kim versus Nicki, I think Lil Kim is going to wash Nicki easily. Lil Kim versus 50 Cent, 50 Cent only has one really standout album, okay? Lil Kim is going to wash 50 Cent easily, okay? And she's a female. She's going to get the crowd. She's going to get the female and the man. Yes, females love some of 50 Cent's music, but not as much as they love Lil Kim's music. Women buy and listen to more music than men do. I'm sorry, it's a fact. So if Lil Kim can get the females on her side, she's going to bring some of the men too, and she's going to overpower 50. All right, it's just not fair. Hit the comment section down below. Let me know who you guys want to see Lil Kim go against. Again, man, we got another. I want to show you one more thing here from. This is a message here from Swizz Beatz. I'm just going to read this here. So Swizz Beatz did an interview recently, and this was one of the comments that Swizz Beatz says. Swizz Beatz says they asked him about, is Lil Kim going to do a versus? He said, I can't say it here. Swizz responded at the 11:40 mark of the interview below when asked if a Nicki and Kim versus is still something that is a possibility. He says, yeah, I can't say it here. So it sounds like Swizz and Timbo are talking to both sides, but both sides hasn't agreed to do the verses. And like I said, most of the times, it's just money. How much Kim wants, how much Nicki wants, they got to figure out if they can pay them that money, promotions, and give them what they want. No matter what Kim or no matter what Nicki does, when they do a versus, they're going to smash the internet, number one. All right, Twitter's going to go crazy. Instagram going to go crazy. Their streaming numbers are going to go through the roof. Okay, no matter what they do. So that's a bump that they're going to get with payment on their end. But I'm pretty sure Lil Kim and Nicki wants that extra check on the side. All right. So Swizz Beatz says, yeah, I can't say it here, but just know that if you're gonna wait this long for verses, if we're gonna have you waiting this long, it's gonna definitely be worth the time. If anything people know about me, if I'm being quiet, things are happening. So I just felt that once again, it was important for us to take a break. Take no break. Y'all fumbled the bag. You wasn't taking a break, Swizz. You fumbled the bag. You and Timbo sold verses. You messed up. You weren't taking a break. You fumbled the bag. All right. It was important for us to take a break and actually organize what we have and actually understand what we have. We understood what you had. The fans understood what verses was. You guys was Instagram numbers were through the roof when you did a verses. Whenever verses came on, YouTube was in a frenzy. Twitter was going crazy the night and the next week, the next month after verses. How did everybody else saw what verses was except you, Timbo? How did everybody around the world see how amazing verses was except you and Timbaland? And you guys are masterminds. You guys are in the business and you didn't see the importance, the value of verses? Come on, Timbo. Stop it, man. Stop it. Tammy the Leo has a comment. Tammy says, hardcore is a classic. Hardcore is a super, super classic. I remember when I first bought that album, I was living in Hollis, Queens. I was renting out a room in Hollis, Queens. And I had a room on the second floor, and I had my giant speakers. And I had one of my housemates. He was an older gentleman. And I put the album on. Back then we had the CDs. I had this physical CD. I put the CD in. And the intro came on with her going to the movie. Oh, man. Woo! When that first song come on, oh, my neighbor came out, look, listen. I remember exactly where I was when I first listened to the hardcore album, and that memory still burnt into my brain. Shout out to Lil Kim. Shout out to that album. Thank you for that comment, Tammy. Jason has a comment. Jason says 16 doesn't allow ties in the chat. Yes, Tammy. If you're gonna choose, somebody puts up a verses, you gotta go. We gotta choose. We gotta choose. You can't say both. You can't say both. You gotta choose. We gotta pick sides. Pick sides here. We got 1986. Oh, that's a nice name. 1986. That was a good year too. 1986 has a comment. Thank you for coming through. 1996. Appreciate it. I was looking forward to seeing more Latin verses. I think they've only done one or two Latin verses. So let's stop there. This is a good comment. Thank you for this comment, Latin 86, 1986. Latin verses. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys, the most important verses that made verses what it is was the Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer verses. Okay? Before that verses, everybody was doing verses in their own separate homes. If you go back and look at verses, artists were setting up their Instagram at their particular houses and they were streaming it live on Instagram Live. Bounty Killer and Beanie is the first verses that they did it in a record studio in Jamaica with a live crowd. That changed verses forever. Shout out to Bounty Killer. Shout out to Beanie Man. They changed verses. All right, and then we saw some amazing verses. We saw rest in peace DMX versus Snoop Doggy Dogg. That was classic. Method Man. But listen, shout out to Bounty and Beanie. They changed verses forever. We got Iman in the building. Iman, thanks for coming through. So verses is international. And here you have 1986 making a great point. If we had continued doing verses, if they can do a verses in Jamaica, remember they did a verses in the UK They did the verses with Eve versus Trina. Eve was in the UK. Trina was in Miami. They could have done a Latin verses with my girl, what's her name? Jennifer Lopez. They could have done Latin verse. Imagine the Latin community coming through. The numbers would be crazy. Swizz Beatz, Timbo, y'all fumbled the bag. Y'all sold verses for 25 million, and now one of the greatest inventions. If you don't like verses, I hear you. If you don't know the importance of verses, cool. Verses was one of the most important inventions we have in the last few years. A lot of legacy acts can now come, do a verses, their streaming numbers will go through the roof, and then they could begin touring and make tons of money. I always say, I'm so mad that DMX passed away. DMX was just about to just start a whole new career over and start touring, start making some big money, tour the album, and then DMX passed away. Thank you that DMX gave us that verses, but I always get mad when I think about DMX passing away. Shout out to Iman. Iman has a comment. Iman said, what you think about the new rapper Scar Lip? Trash. Listen, Iman. I don't like to call people trash. I don't like to say bad things about artists because music is subjective, right? Music is subjective. I just had this comment, Iman. I just had somebody in my comments today. Let me go to my IG. Let me go to my IG, Iman. Let me go to my IG, Iman. Give me a second. I just had one of my boys today asking me the same question about Scar. I just had one of my boys today asking me, what do I feel about Scar Lip? Listen, I'm an old school hip hop head. I started listening to hip hop in the 80s. My favorite years of listening to hip hop is the 90s. I'm all about bars, yo. I'm sorry. I love great bars. I love great production. I like artists that can put together stories, put together metaphors. I like artists that have a verbal way that they can portray their music. I love artists with intellect. I love artists that can tell you stories and make you feel like you're there without you being there. I like when you put together a song and not just say things on the mic. And as far as what I've heard so far, Iman, from what I've heard so far, I am not impressed. Let me say that again. I'm not impressed with Scar Lip. I'm not impressed with the girl with the puff hair, whatever her name is. Shout out to these females. Shout out to the females making your money, selling your songs, doing your thing. Shout out. Y'all keep doing your thing. It's not my cup of tea. So I'll follow her. I'll see where Scar Lip goes. Shout out to New York, though. You know it's all New York. But we'll see where she goes with that, Iman. But what I've heard so far, Iman, I'm not impressed. Thank you for that comment, Iman. Iman has another comment. Iman says, Scar Lip got that old school Onyx DMX sound. I like her. Shout out to her, man. She doing her thing. Keep doing your thing, Scar Lip. Don't worry about me. Make that money. You know, a lot of these artists that's coming out now, these younger artists, I wanna see them. I want to see how they are 2, 3, 5 years from when they first come out. A lot of artists that's come out in the last 5 years have come and disappeared. We've been having a slow rotation of new artists for the last 5 years coming and going. There hasn't been a lot of young artists coming out that's really sustaining 3-5 year runs. So let's see how they do. Ice Spice, let's see how she does. Can she maintain and move into that next making strong songs that can carry on? We'll see how she does. Thank you for that, Iman. Rest in peace, DMX, always. And shout out to Scar Lip. Let me see where you go with your career, all right? All right, man. Today we're talking about LL Cool J going on tour First time in 30 years. Tour dates. He's going to have Salt and Pepper, Jadakiss, Rakim, Redman, Big Boy, De La Soul, Method Man, Rick Ross, Queen Latifah, The Roots. A bunch of others are going to be on there. Check it out if you're going to check it out. Tour starts soon in June. Tours end in September. I think September 5th is the last tour. There's a bunch of tour dates on there. Let me get the tour dates up one more time so y'all can see the tour dates. Tons of tour dates on there. If you can catch a city, catch a city. They're coming to Brooklyn. They're coming to Brooklyn. They're coming to Barclay. So I got to catch them when they come to Barclay, man. I got to go online next few days and see what them tickets is looking like. All right, don't forget, y'all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, subscribe to the channel right now. Share the video. Don't forget, tomorrow is Freestyle Friday, 10 o'clock. Turn on your notifications. We got a Freestyle Friday video dropping tomorrow morning. Saturday, we got the final episode of Jay-Z versus Nas career album versus. All right, so Saturday morning, round 10. All right, we got 10 rounds and one bonus round. Jay-Z versus Nas career album versus. So check out tomorrow's video, Freestyle Friday. Check out Saturday's video, Jay-Z versus Nas, coming soon. Don't forget, if you want to purchase merch, the best way for you to support the channel, pick up some of our merch, hit us up on 16bars show@gmail.com. Pick up some of the shirts. New York Knicks, we're in the playoffs. We're in the second round, man. We're moving on. So shout out to my Knicks. And it's your boy Onslaught Tree, man. This has been another episode of Talking Bars. We're going to be back at y'all again next Thursday. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Tammy DeLeo, Jason, Iman in the building. Shout out to Diamond Onyx, wherever you are. Shout out to Big Shug. All right. Shout out to everyone that joins the channel. We appreciate you. You guys have a good week. Be